assieds, asseyons, asseyez, assey. Okay, now. But with the reflexive. Now what we're going to look at, it's such a long verb. Okay, is given that we have such an odd infinitive, how do we find the imperfect? Okay, how do we find the imperfect? So if the verb that we're writing down is s'asseoir, the method that you've traditionally been shown is to try and find a hard in the infinitive and stick the A on the end of it. So for example, pouvoir, prouver. But a method you've also been shown is if one of the chief sounds in the verb is an R, that we look at the nous form for how we're going to do it. Okay? So you've had this, for example, on dire. We say disons, so the imperfect, the was, will be disait. Okay? And the same is going to happen here. So if we have nous nous asseyons, yeah, asseyons, then this assey, yeah, assey is going to be our base for the imperfect. So asseyez, so je m'asseyais, I was sitting down. Tu t'asseyais, okay? So that's basically the main form, ayons, ayez, ayez. That's the form that we're going to have, okay? But, where am I going? Okay, the verb also, so if you think there's an E and an O there, in one version we're going to prioritise the E, and in another version we're going to prioritise the O. Okay, I never personally use this form. Okay, so that will be assoyer, yes, exactly, assoyer. Yeah, assoyer, 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 assoyons, assoyer, assoyer. Okay, je m'assois. But it sounds, I'm saying sorry because I'm reading. Je m'assoyais, je m'assoyais. Think in French, Luke. Je m'assoyais, tu t'assoyais, il s'assoyait. Yeah? Nous nous assoyons, vous vous assoyez, il s'assoit. So, this is basically going to happen on the O. Yeah? Soit, 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 soyons, in this case, soyons, soyez, yeah? So, it's like your subjunctive, but you've got the ion and the ea of the imperfect. Yeah? So, soit, 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 in your subjunctive, soyons, soyez, soit will be your normal one. So you're going to take the vous sound of the subjunctive, je m'assoyais, tu t'assoyais, il s'assoyait. And instead of soyons, you've now got nous nous assoyons, vous vous assoyiez, yeah? Il s'assoyait. So you're going with the subjunctive, but plus a bit more. And when I say subjunctive, I mean the subjunctive of be. Ditch that version. I just don't use it. I personally don't use it. I don't hear it all that often as well. Okay, so go with s'asseoir. Yeah, je m'asseyais, tu t'asseyais, il s'asseyait. It depends which one comes out of your mouth. Which comes out of your mouth more easily? Yeah, je m'assoyais might be the one that comes out of your mouth more easily. Je m'asseyais, m'assoyais, m'asseyais, which one comes out of your mouth more easily? Okay, this verb always throws me when I'm not thinking in French and I'm thinking in English. It just sounds so comprised of different parts. Now, the final thing, okay? And then we will do a nice little roundup at the end. One more idea, which I will repeat at the end. It's perfectly doable to vary which bits you do. So for example, if you highlight the E method in the present, so you say je m'assieds, yeah, rather than je m'assois, it's perfectly doable to happen to go with that one when you speak in the present, and instead of saying m'asseyais in the imperfect, say m'assoyais in the imperfect, and go with the O method. Okay, it's perfectly doable to do that. Can I remind you that they're all underneath? I'm not writing every single thing out for this one, as you can imagine why. So now let's look at the final one, which is just absolutely unbearable, which is the future. Okay, this method this is entirely why I hate written forms of French, and I like people finding the patterns. But this one aren't the patterns, you just have to write them. So, if we look at the future, we have, so our verb again was s'asseoir. Okay, we have m'assierai. spell it correctly, I'm going to go with an I ending. S'asseoirait. We'll go with m'assierait. And that one is going to be the same anyway, isn't it? M'assierait. So, I actually, oddly, even though there's three, don't find any of these three particularly off-putting. Okay? So the verb is s'asseoir. So what's happening in the future? We're adding re, ra, ron onto the end of a future. So if you literally had s'asseoirait, yeah, you're pretty much arriving at that one. Yeah? But the pronunciation would reflect the fact that you've dropped, the spelling wouldn't reflect the pronunciation because you've actually dropped. So that's s'asseoir, asseoir. That's ma soirée. We just happen to say the wa in the same way, but we've dropped the e. Yeah, we've dropped the e. So, il s'asseoira, he will sit down. Okay? The other future links in people's minds to those that say je m'asseyais, say, like say a word. So, je m'asseillerai, pardon, je m'asseillerai, tu t'asseilleras, il s'asseyera, would link to the A pronunciation, would link to what you did in the imperfect. Okay? Je m'assierai is basically just a sped up form of the bottom one. So say them for me. Je m'assierai, je m'asseillerai. It's like literally. Okay? So again, pick one that suits your mouth because you don't want it to be a stumbling block each time. Okay? So what would I say? I'm going to sit down, je vais m'asseoir. Je m'asseillerai. Je m'assierai. Je m'asseoirai. I think I'm overthinking them because I've just used all three of them with you guys, but for myself personally, je m'asseillerai. Je m'asseoirai. Je m'assierai. I think my personal choice is je m'asseillerai on that one. Okay? Je m'asseillerai, je m'assierai, je m'asseillerai. No, I'd go with je m'asseillerai. Okay? So, again, let's look at how we deconstruct this for use. When we're speaking in the present, you want to make one choice. You need to make a choice, and I strongly recommend that you go with assier rather than asseoir. Asseoir seems dated to me. Okay? So the verb you need is I'm sitting down, je m'assieds. But it's rare that you say that because that's like saying I am in the process of sitting down. So the main point to take with this verb is most of the time you're going to use it, you're going to use one of three situations. You're going to use the infinitive, as in somebody is going to sit down. Je vais m'asseoir, tu vas t'asseoir, il va s'asseoir, nous allons nous asseoir, or on va s'asseoir, vous allez vous asseoir, ils vont s'asseoir. Or you're going to use the past. Je me suis assis, or assise, tu t'es assis, il s'est assis, nous nous sommes assis, vous vous êtes assis. You're going to use this assis business every time. Or you're going to use assis on the end of to be. I'm sat, je suis assis. Tu es assis. You're using the I am sat down. So I want you to think that the je me suis assis talks about the end of the action. I'm sat down, it's finished. Which effectively says Luke is on this chair. If you said I was sat down, you're describing Luke during that period and what he was doing. So I sat down, action, je me suis assis. I was sat down, j'étais assis. Okay? Or j'étais assise for a girl. When it comes to the other choices, I was sitting down, it's rare you're going to use it. Because most of the time, what you mean is, I was sat by. J'étais assis. Okay? I really don't think I've used this verb in about 6 months in the imperfect. Okay? And that again is when you're going to have your choice. Yeah? Of m'assoyer or je I can't even say it without thinking of it. Je m'asseyais. Okay? It's rare to come out of my mouth. It just doesn't come out of my mouth. It's just not a word we would say. We just wouldn't say it very often. Je m'asseyais. Je m'assoyais. Okay? Good. When we get to the future, we've got m'assoirai, and that's more likely. Yeah, I will sit down, je m'assoirai, je m'assierai, je m'essayerai. Okay? So, again, make a choice for the one that comes out of your mouth the most often. And often the one that comes out of your mouth, and the one that is the most commonly used in French, is the one that seems the easiest. Now, there are some things which sound easy to your mouth that sound difficult to a French mouth, and vice versa. But generally, as a general rule, if it sounds a bit heavy in your palate, it's probably going to be a little bit heavier in French as well. So it's not impossible, but it's just we'd go with an easier version. So the things to take from this verb are the infinitive, m'asseoir, yeah, je vais m'asseoir. The past action, je me suis assis. The past as an adjective, j'étais assis, j'étais assise. And a choice for what you're going to use for the future, because I'm not overly convinced that the was is a verb you're going to have to say very often. That's reminding me I'm teaching. So, I hope that's answered the questions, okay? I really strongly advise when you've got a verb like this, it's problematic for me because when I think in English I then turn off a French engine, which just causes problems. But it's problematic when you have a verb like this when you read. So what I really want you to do is just practice slowly going through that vowel that hangs in the middle. So, asseyait, yeah, je m'asseyais, tu t'asseyais, il s'asseyait, yeah, assoyez, 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 yeah, whatever's going on, whatever one you're choosing, go, focus on the vowel in the middle, okay? But like I said, don't overthink it. Have your option for the present, have your identical past, which is everybody's going to be the same, je me suis assis or assise, have your word, was, and then the description, and have a future if you're going to say I will sit down, I'll sit down, rather than I'm going to sit down. Je vais m'asseoir. Yeah? Je vais m'asseoir. The other thing as well is you tend to use I'm going to sit down, because when you say to somebody I'm going to sit down, it's kind of more the immediate future. Listen, I'm going to sit down, but if you have any problems, come and see me. Will, as you know as English speakers, and the same in French for the simple future, is kind of a little bit more formal or kind of reserved for situations at a slight distance. So you wouldn't really say, oh right, so tomorrow I'll sit down next to him. It gets said, but not as often, okay? So I hope this has been useful. It is it's the worst verb in French as far as I'm concerned, okay? And I believe that we've tackled it, okay? So asseyez-vous, sit down, yeah, or assieds-toi if I'm speaking to one person, okay? It was nice to be sat opposite you. C'était sympa de pouvoir m'asseoir en face de toi. I was sat for this video. J'étais assis pour cette vidéo. I'm going to sit down now with a drink. Je vais m'asseoir maintenant avec quelque chose à boire, avec une boisson. I will sit down. Your choice. Have you made up your mind yet which one you're going to go with? Je m'assierai, je m'assoirai, je m'asseyerai. Yeah, je m'assoirai avec quelque chose à boire. I really hope this has dispelled a few myths about this giant verb that we're really only going to use very few ingredients of. Take care. If you liked the video, please click like.